Relationship Wednesday with Dr. Paul D. Landrew
on GospelRadioTalk.com.
Well, God bless you, beloved. Welcome back to Forward, and I'm your host, Paul D. Landrew, and here with our co-host is Minister Marilyn Haynes, and we are live on YouTube, Paul Landrew channel, and also on Facebook. You can find us right there on the public figure page, Paul D. Landrew, and we want to invite you to roll over there and join us online, so we can get your comments and get your feedback in terms of what's going on. We were talking about this whole notion of managing these relationships during phases, but we had a segue from last week in terms of kind of bridging into that, talking about creating distance. You want to bring that up for?
Absolutely, because I think Dr. Landrew, this really ties in from last week to where we started for today. Last week we were talking about when God had told Abraham to leave.
Gotcha.
When he had told Abraham to leave, we said that whole piece started in Genesis 12:1,
mm-hmm.
and we talked about he put him in a place of isolation. That isolation was necessary for building better. So he had to leave. He had to leave his relationship with others, surroundings, things of that sort. So we talked about leaving your history behind. Then the second thing is where we really hammered. And we talked about creating distance. We have to, if you're going to go to the place where God wants you, when you get to that phase, as we're talking about right now, that you have to create distance in every area.
Wow.
And those areas, we really touched on 3 of the 4 areas. One was the spiritual distance. Spiritual distance is when I create my own experience with God. I have to develop another perspective about another dimension of God. And then the other distance was the mental distance. And the mental distance was to increase my learning, learn something else, embrace the opportunity to broaden my knowledge, to expose my ideas to opposing views, opposing opinions, to engage with brilliant people.
Wow.
Would put me at a distance mentally from my history or from what I was familiar with.
Okay.
And then we talked about, which was very key, practice thought replacement. Intentionally practice
thought replacement.
Yes, meaning that we would have to challenge now every thought that we have.
Wow.
Every thought that we have.
Wow.
So every time we had a model, we had this individual just going down a road, and then there's an intersection that they come to, and they have to take in account, stop there. Sometimes we have to take a pit stop to work on ourselves. We have to challenge our thoughts mentally in order to keep going. So. Wow. So and then lastly we started talking about emotional distance. So sentiments, feelings, attitudes, points and responses. We said that negative emotions mean out of control or lack of management. So we have to look for logic beyond ourselves and look for a channel for expression.
Wow. So when you start thinking about these things, you realize that this whole distance thing is really kind of that's the crux that we're talking about here now, because how do you take and manage this distance? Because when we were talking about Jesus in Gethsemane, and we said that he was rolled into this place of isolation.
Absolutely.
I want to put in that because he was isolated from Peter, James, and John.
Yes.
He was isolated because of Peter, James, and John. He was isolated because of the will of his Father.
Yes.
Isolated because of the betrayal of Judas.
Yes.
And then he was isolated because of the advent of the system.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
So now you have 4 things there. And so what do you do? Because the dynamics of that, and now I'm kind of getting models that are going into my head.
Absolutely.
Because now the dynamics of that is that these things affect my interpersonal and intrapersonal relationship.
Wow.
Okay, because I have the inner circle, okay, who that's sleep.
Uh-huh.
Okay, I have the inner circle, and the inner circle is sleep. I have Judas, who is the friendly betrayer.
Yes.
Okay, he's a friendly betrayer. Okay, I have the Father's expectations. Okay, I have the Father's expectations. Okay, and I have the system's, watch this now, insistence or intolerance.
Wow.
Okay, so I've got these things right here. So now, when it comes to this inner circle, this friendly betrayal, when it comes to this Father's expectation and the system's insistence and intolerance, now all of a sudden, it's how strong am I on the inside? How strong am I on the inside?
Wow.
Because my expectation was that the inner circle would stay awake.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
My
Yes.
expectation was my friends won't betray me.
Yes.
My expectation was my Father's expectations would be understanding.
Come on.
And my expectation was that the system was designed, watch this now, favorably for all.
Yes.
That I could be who I am
Yes.
without being, intimidated or
Absolutely.
without being threatened
Yes, sir.
for harm
Uh-huh.
just for being who I am.
Just for being who I am.
See, now this thing here comes about and it deals with a whole nother level of intrapersonal relationship.
Uh-huh.
Okay, because when you have people who are out there from an intrapersonal perspective, and you're saying this thing gets real crazy, okay, because folk are not understanding that I have to be strong, okay, I have to be strong if I am going, to really and truly get to the next level of where I'm supposed to be. My intrapersonal relationship has got to be something else.
Ooh. You know that's so great because, and I say this from time to time as we're on our informational offerings weekly. In every area or in every day, we spend the majority of our time working on the inside of us.
Yes.
Working on ourselves, whether it's global positioning, whether it's personal empowerment, relationship, career, or finances. And what that says to me is my outcome really is based upon how well I prepare inwardly.
Wow. Yes.
In every phase,
Yes.
is how well I'm prepared inwardly. And so each one of these informational offerings then teaches us how to prepare inwardly in order to be able to be effective outwardly.
Exactly.
Exactly. And so you're saying, how do we manage the phases of a relationship without seeming fickle, which is, our discussion for the hour. But you, like you said, you have to have a good intrapersonal relationship.
First and foremost. And a lot of times we look for outside vices to build us inwardly. Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So we look for friends. We look for our inner circle. We look for someone's expectations. Watch this. I'm just saying that's greater than us.
Sure.
So the Father was greater than the Son.
Absolutely.
Or we look for a system that we think is designed or built for us to build us.
System validation.
Absolutely.
We want the system to validate us.
Wow.
And so you have this thing out here, and remember, a lot of folk don't, this whole forward has allowed me to start looking at the Bible in another way, because what it says is that, look, that God gives us example, gives precepts, He gives example. God gives us patterns.
Mm-hmm.
And while we can't do what He does, we can do as He does.
As He did. I remember that point.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
That becomes extremely important.
Yes, sir.
And so now that it is the internal constitution of my being that simply says, look, if I'm going to be a person of substantial strength, because I want to get to this notion, and hopefully there's some people out there who are joining the discussion that says, look, the inner circle, okay, I've got to understand that people in my life, and you need to write this down, people in my life, no matter how close, have limits.
Wow. That's good.
Okay? And somebody needs to get that. Somebody needs to get that the people in your life Okay? The people in your life, regardless of how close,
Have limits.
have limits.
That's good. That's good. That's good.
And here's the thing about it, is that always realize that when we start talking about this notion of ride and die. And I was having this conversation, I don't even remember where it was, but I don't want all these ride or die. Sometimes you gotta have a ride and live relationship. Okay, and so
Are you killing us? You killing us.
Understand that you need to evaluate all of your closest people, assess the people who are close in your life, and say, you know what? Regardless of how much you love me, you have a limit.
I have a limit.
And you know what? I cannot really hold you hostage and get upset with you when you reach your limit.
Wow.
Because here's the place, is that to take you past your limits, watch this now,
Come on,
is
help
to
us.
ask you to betray yourself and endanger me.
Ooh. Stop! Don't you go another further.
That's exactly because it's a tough place.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
It's a tough place. And so you have this out here. Okay? You have this out here that God really wants to that no matter how close they are, they have limits. And you have to understand, and I have to understand, that we are people who are looking for, okay, we're looking for folk who are limitless.
Ooh.
Okay?
Yes.
But now here's the thing about it. Now watch this right here. I watch this right here. The Bible says that a friend loves at all times.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Okay.
sir. Yes, sir.
A friend loves
Okay.
at all times. My emotional sentiments towards you are sometimes all I can contribute in that moment.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Because I am without the resource that you need. And so my expression of love becomes one that may be somewhat intangible. Okay? It may be somewhat intangible. Why are you looking like that? It may be somewhat intangible in the fact that I am not able to do anything but love you.
Man, that sounds good. However,
go ahead on with your little old however. Go ahead on. Okay.
That's hard when I'm in a position. Sometimes that's difficult for individuals when they're in a position that they feel like they need something tangible from that from the person that only wants to show a little love.
But let me ask this question. Jesus gave Peter, James, and John an out and said, sleep on. He never questioned their love. He simply said, could you not wait with me 1 hour? Because he was in his feelings. But when the time came for him to go to the next step, he gave them permission not to participate.
But they were asleep anyway, though, doctor.
But
They didn't even hear him say sleep on.
But here's the issue.
Was it his release from them?
But but see, that's where you go. It wasn't. Watch this now. It wasn't the fact that they were, sleeping, whether they heard it or not. It was the fact of his example that he gave. Remember, Gethsemane was for us a demonstration.
Absolutely. I'm just.
So sometimes, I know what I know what you're doing. I'm all right. But here, Gethsemane was for us a demonstration. What does that mean? Gethsemane says, Jesus says, sleep on. Which means you gave the point. Was it for him? Okay? Was it for him that he was saying, you know what? Go ahead on, take your rest.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead on, take your rest. All is well. Because I don't expect you, there's not much you can do during this season.
during this season. And anything, any addition from you could hinder the cause.
Anything else, because the minute Peter wakes up, okay, the minute Peter wakes up, what does he wake up doing? Fighting.
Fighting.
Okay.
Fighting.
So now Jesus has got to come back, step up, and now deal with, watch this now, deal with his actions, deal with what Peter is doing. Why? Because Peter has awakened with his own agenda.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And sometimes people don't understand, okay? People don't understand what's best for you in that season.
My Lord.
They'll do what's best for them.
Wow. That's good.
Okay.
That's good.
Okay.
That's good.
And so one of the comments here says I believe in lack of knowledge and godly understanding of our purpose causes us to shrink to the expectation of others. You know, we have failed to ask purpose fulfilling questions as it relates to my life. Who am I? You know, why am I here? And what am I to do? And how am I to do it? Those kind and which is fine. When you don't understand what it is that you're supposed to be doing, okay, and you don't understand how is it that you're supposed to be acting, and you don't understand how is it that you're supposed to be carrying out, that thing brings about with it now. That thing brings about with it its own set of liabilities.
Absolutely.
Okay?
Absolutely.
Its own set of liabilities. And so the notion then becomes that if I'm going to have this intrapersonal strength, okay, then I've got to understand that inner circle is that place where the people in my life have limits. Okay. Here's the other thing, is how do you handle the betrayal? Let's talk about that. How do you handle betrayal?
No, not you do everything I want you to do. We both gonna be in trouble. But no, I don't think so. Sir.
Because that's where I think some people really
mean,
Still digging that.
you still dig. You still dig.
Still digging that.
When you were probably in a phase of your life that they shouldn't have been there anyway.
Wow. 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 So what you're saying is that sometimes what looks like betrayal is a correction.
It's a correction. Yes, sir.
So it's very fact of saying that, look, you know what? I'm at a place now where I, I'm not even having to really kind of deal with this. Simply because I I want I want God to move me forward, to get me out of this. But this whole idea of creating of this person betraying me
Yes.
is really not always betrayal. Sometimes it's just a correction that's needed.
It's just a correction that's needed.
Let's let's see if you, because we parallel the cross with 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 Abraham. Abraham took Lot,
Oh,
right?
yes, sir.
Abraham took Lot.
Yes,
Now,
sir.
now when he took Lot, okay, here's the other thing. When he took Lot, now all of a sudden, uh, you 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 look at it and things didn't really work out
Right.
with him and Lot.
Right.
So somebody would actually have to be able to go back and say, if if it didn't work out with him and Lot, uh, and then Lot wanted everything that he had,
Uh-huh.
he being Abraham.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, if Lot wanted everything he had, then did Lot betray Abraham? And maybe it was not the fact that Lot betrayed, because Abraham had to rescue him.
Mm-hmm.
because somebody who's listening has got to understand that when you're when you're when you're fickle, okay, it says here that you're just like, you know, you're back and forth.
Absolutely.
The fact of the matter is, I'm not back and forth. The truth of the matter is, I'm simply, for the most part, I'm just simply in a phase where what you bring to the relationship won't work.
Wow.
It doesn't mean that you and I are not good.
Come on.
We're good,
Come on.
but you can't do this.
You can't do.
Why is that so difficult? Why do people take exception to that? When the fact of the matter is that you're it's it's just it's not that I have anything against you. You and I, we good.
Mhm.
We good.
Mhm.
But why is it that you cannot? Okay. See the fact that right now you don't bring you 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 can't help this cause. Why is that different?
Again, it 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 could be uh, our response, or what we feel is our responsibility to that individual. Um, it could be um, the way we've set that relationship up, where it seems like we're dependent upon that person.
Mhm.
Um, you know, we carry people,
Okay.
and most of the time, we're the we're, we we become the beast we've always done stuff together.
Mhm.
Uh, every idea, every attempt, everything has always been the two of us, the two of us, the
Mhm.
two of us. you, every time Johnny showed up, so did Bobby. So now, so now it's no. So Johnny is never Johnny. It's always Johnny and Bobby. Bobby and him.
Oh, Bob and them.
Bobby and him.
Now, Nim,
Nim,
you know,
Nim will get you.
you just said something right there. Nim is that that's a tough place.
Yes, indeed.
That Nim, because yeah, I done had trouble with Nim.
Nim is Bobby and him.
Okay, but not, but here's my thing. What do we do? Because if we're going to fix that thing, if we're going to adjust, if we're going to make that thing go away, okay, in terms of really, for the most part, that look, I can't. This is a season that we have to explain this. So let me ask you this question:
Okay.
have we done a poor job of 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 creating and building relationships? And these are the kind of folks that I'll need. This kind of folks that will go from there. And you know what? There's going to be a lapse here for a minute. You know, we're going to have a Friday to Sunday.
Mhm.
And in that phase, you know what? You won't be able to participate. And here's the deal about it. You're going to be left in a quandary about what this that your life requires wilderness seasons. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yes.
That thing right there is what just is what I just heard. Because what we don't do is that we, because we're building the relationship uh, in the instant, we're building it in the moment, we're building it in that place.
Sunday. Say one Sunday. You're on your way to 10 o'clock, and God says, this is the time for you to be with me.
Mhm.
Just pull over, whatever, take your driver's back, whatever, and this is the time to be with me.
Mhm.
Think of, and you haven't seen any pre-instruction
Mhm.
to carry on or whatever the case may be. For some people, that's a difficult place. And then they will say, he let me down, he betrayed, because I came looking, watch this, from for a word. No, you came looking for Paul Landry to give you. You see what I'm saying? But you, a lot of times, in our life and in our relationships, I'm just saying, I'm just using your 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 calling profession as an example. We always make ourselves available, and at that time we have to be there, and all the time, that time, it the time that's set by us or by God is the time that's set by the recipient.
Mhm.
And so we keep trying to meet their time to accommodate them. And when we don't, then they feel like we've done them wrong, or some type of injustice.
And you know what? And I, I can see that, but but and 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 that uses. I mean, it's okay to, because we we establish these expectations of people. And I think that's your point.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, your point
That's what
is
I'm saying.
that we establish these expectations in people, and when you establish these expectations in people, you're just trying to say, like, you know what, this is not really getting where it needs to be,
hard place for you to be in, but it's again like you said, it's a necessary place for me to learn some things and to better myself, to continue the journey, if you will. So some people will understand it, and then there are those that won't. You know, and I think that's the part where we worry. We worry about the ones that about the ones that won't.
That don't get it. That don't get it.
Yeah.
And you know what? You know what? One of the things that I and let's talk about this for a minute. The resistance is difficult
Oh man. Yes.
because what I've noticed is that there that there's just a lot of resistance that comes up in the lives of people because they don't want it, and it's almost like they say, "Look, I can't. You know what? I know I can't go there with you, but here's the other thing. I don't want you to go there without me."
Exactly. Oh, that that's it. That, that's it right there.
Okay,
That that's it.
you know, I I don't I I can't go with you. I can't go there with you. But I don't want you to go there without me. What was that's the thing that really and truly you have to come back and you say, my God, it cannot be that way.
That that's 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 when they put the relationship on the line.
where you're saying, hey, this is not something, for the most part, this is not something that really and truly uh, is is to is to the person's benefit who has the mandate to go.
No.
Jesus told Peter, said, "Get thee behind me, Satan."
Uh-huh.
Understood that the influence that was working in Peter, in order to say, well, this shall not happen to you, was 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 a distracting element
Mhm.
of trying to pull him out of place.
Absolutely.
That's a tough spot to be.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay, that's a tough spot to be. And so when you look at that, you say that people are out there and they're trying to say, well, look, this can't happen to you. You know why? Because you're not ready, or you're you're not able, or you're not permitted to go. Then the idea becomes is that, well, I don't want you to go. So people don't want you to go to a place where they're not ready to go.
Absolutely. Because here's the deal. If I've been writing the whole way, no one knows that I wasn't capable of being where I am.
Exactly.
You understand what I'm saying?
Exactly. Exactly.
If you've been carrying the bulk of the load, the strength of the relationship, the whole way,
Mhm.
you
then that means I have to be strong enough internally, have enough intestinal fortitude to move forward, even in spite of what I know my friends can't do. It doesn't mean that I don't like them. It doesn't mean that we're not good. It means that sometimes their limits become the impetus that pushes me on.
Uh-huh.
Does that make sense?
Oh, I agree.
Okay. Here's the other thing. Let's use it as that whether it's betrayal or not.
Okay.
Okay? Whether it's betrayal or not.
Okay.
Okay? Let's just take that out of the equation. Whether it's betrayal or not.
Okay.
Then you say, whether it's betrayal or not, that sometimes he uses the fact that a person who has access to you, okay, who either betrays you or let's just say they disappoint you, okay, or they let you down. If he uses that sometimes to reduce your weight, feel alive, feel alive,
Yes.
okay? So, so sometimes, what if God is using these things to help us understand He's got to get us into this place of isolation. Get us into this place
I agree.
where He can put us where we're supposed to be.
I agree.
And then let's say, what if He's using expectations? Because He knows your desire to be obedient. Okay. So He says, look, here's my expectation. And I know you want to be obedient, in a whole other place.
Absolutely.
Does that make
No, 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 no. That makes perfect sense.
because so what if what if then it becomes another instruction to where it's not just God's allowance, it's God's arsenal.
Wow.
So what the principles at Gethsemane are not just an allowance, they are God's arsenal. What if they're the place where it's saying, look, hey, God is using the limitations of the people who are close to you. He's using the betrayal of people who had access to you to where they disappointed you. He's using his expectations that he knows you want to meet, and he's using the lack of accommodation of the system to let you know you can't depend on that. You got to trust me in order to create distance.
Wow. Yeah, I think for everyone that's listening,
Well, but the question is, you can't go.
What you got on the trip? I got you. What you got? No, seriously though, it, I, you know, it brings me back to often times I hear people say when some major occurrences happen, it seems like they it's out of their control.
Yes.
Our, our, our first line or response is all we can do is pray. Sometimes, no, seriously, you know, right? He, that's what you should, that's not a last resort. You understand? Sometimes I will take the time, if I can, to gain knowledge in that area, so I help get you there. Do you understand what I'm saying?
One of the comments on here talks about that in relationships, a lot of people don't want to take responsibility to better themselves for the betterment of the relationship.
Absolutely.
Okay. But here's the thing about it, and I know what you're saying as it relates to, you said, take a little bit different approach to it. But here it is. Have you ever ridden in a car um, been a passenger in a car
Mhm.
and the driver in a car?
Mhm.
Passenger in the car seldom sees as much as the driver.
I agree.
It's just not the nature of the passenger. The nature of the passenger is that they trust the driver
Mhm.
for the most part.
Mhm.
So consequently, they're not as attentive to where you're headed as a driver is.
Correct.
That's my preference.
Okay.
Folk are riding in your car as passengers, not as drivers.
Okay.
So sometimes they don't see it as much. When I say that we take responsibility to let folks know where it is that we're going, it's based on the example as Jesus did. That says, those things are what I'm saying is that if we had when we sit down, we talk even on sin, we talk about where we're headed, and sometimes you'll say this is where we're headed with
Right.
fancy. This is where
Right.
we're headed with this. This is where we're headed with this. Well, because I'm not in the suit. I'm not in the media. I'm not in your head. Then it's the expression of that. So then I have to say, what is it that I can do to help you get there? And we talk all day.
Yes.
That's all I'm saying. That there's some folk who
where we're going and what do we do, what we doing with it, because you have a vested interest in it.
Bingo.
They, even if I tell them
stop approaching it as if everybody around you, around me, around us is of unlimited potential.
That's good.
God bless you, beloved. Thank you so much for being with us on today.